Hi guys, welcome back to another book review. Today we're going to talk about The Lost Apothecary. So before I begin, this is not going to be one of my usual reads. This one is kind of historical fiction, really not a romance. I mean, there's a female that's going through some stuff. So pretty much I'm going to give you an overview on this without trying to give away any spoilers. So this one is a woman, she's going through divorce, or not a divorce, she finds out her husband's cheating on her. Rather, I don't know why it's a divorce, but anyway, she finds out her husband's cheating on her, and they were planning an anniversary trip to London, and she goes alone. She goes alone to find herself and figure out what's going on. And while she's there, she finds a vial, and she is researching to find out more about that vial. I'm going to say it does switch back and forth between her in current times doing her research and the apothecary where the vial comes from. So it is really cool that it does flip back and forth. The apothecary, I didn't just straight up tell you, they men, that's what they do. They're just out there and men. So as I say, there's really no romance besides a woman saying she's finding herself over there. There's not romance. There's not. It is just, it's kind of very feminism, girl power kind of feel to it for me. I enjoyed it. Even though it was not my typical read, I flippin' devoured this book. It was so good. I know I got on when I rated it on Goodreads, and I'm like, why does this have such a low review? Were people expecting this to be a romance? Why are people not hyping this up? Because I loved this book. And so that's the only thing I can think of is people going and thinking maybe it's a romance. It's not a romance. I'm gonna try to tell you that it's not a romance. It's a historical fiction, and it's got women in the past that are in men, and a woman who finds a vial and is trying to get how it's all connected. There's so much going on. I can't give you away more than that, because if you want to know more, you are just going to have to read it and find out. I am big on not spoiling books, but that little bit of information is within the first 15 pages. You're going to figure that out pretty quick, so I'm not worried about giving that out to you. But other than that, like I said, that's kind of what's going on in the book. Definitely check some trigger warnings, because I don't know if she necessarily has any, but because there is a men in there, some people might be triggered on the ways that they did it, because it was in the past. It was it's 1700s. I mean, come on, there's some crazy stuff happening. So like I said, not my typical read. Absolutely flippin' loves it. I feel like it moves at a really quick pace. Wasn't ever bored. It completely captured my attention the entire time, even without the romance. I devoured this. I know we say, oh, she's a romance reader, and I am a hopeless romantic. I love romance, but when I can find something that is so good and so different, I'm going to pick it up. I don't always have to read romance. They are my preference, but sometimes it's nice to take a break and find something a little bit different, and this one was definitely different for me, and I have to say, I loved it. So if you are somebody who likes historical fiction, and you kind of think that's cool that there's and you like the fact that it's going to flip back and forth between current times and historical times, and you like the way it sounds, then go ahead and check it out. Like I said, I devoured this one, and I have people, I've known some people who've commented that how much they loved it too. So there's got to be a group of us that absolutely adored it. So if you are interested in it, then I say check it out, and if not, that's okay. But I loved it, and you might too.